to the KWN Morning News at 9:37, 23 minutes away from the hour. As Patrick just said a few minutes ago on the morning's weather discussion, that this morning it was, what do you call it, a real estate forecast, because depending on where you're at, as far as the real estate is concerned, is whether you're waking up with any snow or a lot of snow, and depending on higher elevations. Most of the Dade County area at least got a dusting to an inch or two in the valley, and anywhere from 2 to 5 inches from what we understand the higher elevations. But the good part about it, as he was saying in his morning weather discussion, a lot of it was basically, the grassy areas, not a lot of road problems, but where we did have the problems was the fact that we'd had all the rain, we'd had all the wind, and it was a wet snow, so a lot of trees fell, and that's caused a lot of problems. The trees more so on the roads than maybe even the icing conditions, and we've got some power outages as we welcome to the Newsmaker segment here on this Monday on the KWN Morning News. Carrie Anderson with Dade County. Good morning.
Good morning, Evan. Thank you so much for having us in, as usual, on Monday mornings. I'm hoping County Executive Ted Rumley is going to be able to join us shortly and maybe have an update on this weather. But before he does that, I'll go ahead and go over all the things that we have happening this week. So this week we do have a joint comprehensive plan meeting Wednesday, January the 5th at 2 o'clock. We also have our commission meeting scheduled for Thursday, January the 6th, that's this Thursday evening. We also have food pantry distribution at Sand Mountain and Lookout Mountain this Friday. And then the Lord's Harvest food distribution is also happening Saturday, January the 8th at Piney Grove Baptist Church. So you can see all of that online at dadecounty-ga.gov. It gives the locations and the specifics there. For those of you who have been following us, you do know that we've had some significant weather events happening lately. Of course, we had tornadic activity night before last, I think it was, and so we were working with that. Now we have are undergoing winter weather. Severe winter weather. We do have a page on our website at dadecounty-ga.gov that is devoted only to severe weather. You can sign up for things like HyperReach. Using that, you can report a power outage to Georgia Power at 1-888-891-0938. We have that number listed on that page. We also have road conditions and closures on there. We have been working, our Emergency Operations Center has been working on this all morning, starting from about midnight on. We were watching this and putting those road closures out, of course, on Facebook and Twitter. So we try to have all of that there for you so we can keep up with that. Some of you have even commented and let us know about trees across the roads using Facebook Messenger, which is great. If you have a non-emergency need that you need to convey, you can call us at 706-657-4111. Of course, for emergencies, just call 911. Dade County Executive Ted Rumley did just come in, so I'm going to hand this over to him and let him go ahead and take this over, and we'll hear what he has to say about the power outages here in the county.
Okay, as he makes his way and gets behind the microphone, we'll tell you, right now about 2,200 folks in the county without power. Taking a look at the power outage map, looks like the biggest affected area is going to be in the Rising Fawn community with about 717 folks out power. Out on the Davis community, out on Sand Mountain, well, actually, they're the biggest at 984 customers still without power. A couple of others along Highway 11, 304 folks affected on Highway 11 South. Out in the New Home community, got about 90 customers that are affected. And if you live on the north end of the county, about 25 customers there with about 3 different power outages. So depending on where you're at, looks like Rising Fawn, the Davis community, New Home, and Highway 11 south of Trenton. It's got the most affected areas that are without power. As we welcome Dade County Executive Ted Rumley in the studio. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Good morning. Is that, did you get that straight from Georgia Power?
Yes, I'm reading right off of their information.
I was just reading mine. I just got it just a little bit ago. It's a little bit different, but not a lot. I'm showing with 2,350 people, which you're at 2,000 something.
Hopefully they've got a few folks back on.
Well, it's what
so
it is.
good.
They're having trouble, according to them. Just finding they've got all their crews up here working if they can. They've got according to Scott Skinner, which is my contact with them. They've got several private contractors working with them, and then they've got more help on the way. But the biggest problem is finding exactly where the outages. I know we've got a lot of lines down right there at Crawfish Creek. That whole main line right there is cut slap in two. It's got one big tree on it, but then right up from it snapped all those lines right there. And that feeds all the south sector, going south. They're not giving us any kind of time frame. They're going to be sporadically coming on. But as far as they said in South Dade, it could be up to 2 to 3 hours, before the south ends will be on. But as you said, we do have, had it scattered out all over. Trenton, it might have blinked, but they never really lost power here directly in the middle of Trenton. Power went off, as most people know, somewhere around 3:10. That's when we were notified. So just bear with us. If you got a neighbor, it's just that you need to check on, go check on them, because a lot of people don't have a gas heat, don't have gas logs or whatever. They're all electric, and you don't really realize how important that is until you realize the power's off. And especially if it stays off for hours at a time. So if you can, check on your neighbor. Carrie's got all of our numbers posted. You can call our office, call 911 if you need to, or the non-emergency number. And we've got all of our crews out. We've been out since way early in the morning, when it first hit. And our biggest thing as far as opening any of the roads up is the power lines tangled up in the trees that are down, and plus the ones that we've opened up, like Murphy's Hollow, out on Sand Mountain, we're getting called right back on them because these trees are still falling. So, if you're out and about on some of these county roads, be careful, because the snow's still heavy, still got gusts of wind, and even though it's clear now, they're popping, they're still breaking, especially the old pine trees. Yeah. But,
that's one of the biggest problems that we have. We've had all of the wind over the last couple of days. We had the tornado warnings and the thunderstorm warnings and the high winds, and now the wet snow fell overnight, and some of these trees are just at the brink of falling anyway.
That's true.
And so a lot of them are, because of the weight of the snow, they're taking out power lines and falling across roads, and that seems to be the biggest problem. Not only in Dade, but in Jackson, DeKalb, and Marion, and all
in the whole area. Yeah, we had the roads pretty well in good shape, as far as. And I noticed that this morning about 4:30. I noticed that the going to Peels Gap, that the road, there was snow on the road, but in places that we used a non-skid, the stuff there, it's amazing. I don't know why it is, but it must have retained more heat. But it was not even. It had already melted away from it. But mainly just be careful out there. We're doing everything we can to keep everybody going. State roads are open. They're pretty good. They're worse toward Rising Pond, but they're travelable. All the roads down there, it's clear. Billy, I'm waiting on a report from Head River. That's the only place really we didn't have a true report of all the, actually hands-on riding those roads out there. He's out there right now. We'll know something back from him in just a little while on that. Yeah. But other than that, just be safe and try to stay in.
Well, it is. I guess the better snowfall we can have is the fact that most of the roads, that if they don't have the tree problem, then there's slush there. But the road crews, both the state and the county, have done a fantastic job.
Yeah, it's open, and I'm not sure what my temperature on my truck just a minute ago, I looked, it was like 29, 30 degrees. So, it's still cool, and the air still even
officially we're at 31.
31.
So we're right below freezing still.
Yeah, but the wind chill, we're still getting some gust out there, and so the wind chill, I'm not sure what that would be, but we still got freezing temperature, out there. So it's not.
Oh yeah.
By far.
That's in the valleys, 31.
Yeah.
So.
But anyway, just mainly just be safe, stay in, and try to be safe. We did postpone our opening of our government offices. We have had people in there answering the phone since 8 o'clock, but they'll be up and running about 10 o'clock. The tag office and all that. That's to give them time to get in and get everything set up, and also the people really didn't need to be out traveling before that anyway. So but everything will be up and going here in a little while.
Yeah, the Bank of Dade says their drive-through on Highway 11 is going to be opening at 10, but their main offices at the Bank of Dade will not open until 12 at noon.
Yeah.
Because of the weather, so that is going to be delayed. And of course, it's 13 minutes before 10. So the county offices, if you haven't started heading towards a government office in the county, then probably going to be open by the time you get there.
Oh yeah.
Be careful. But I guess, Commissioner, the main problem is going to be the power outages throughout the day, trying to get it restored, mainly in the Rising Fund community. And then in the Davis community in Sand Mountain. That's the two biggest areas. But we do have, 90 customers in New Home. Got a number of customers in the Wildwood community that Georgia Power serves on the north end, as well as a couple of sporadic areas on Highway 11 that are hit and miss. But as you said, if another tree falls somewhere else, then power could go out.
That's true. And they are. They're still. Just right before I walked in, there was two more fell on Murphy Hollow there, and we had that area clean, So it's going to happen off and on until it actually starts melting and the weight comes off the trees.
Well, we certainly do appreciate you coming in and giving us a live update on what is happening there here on this Monday morning. Well, I tell you what, we've had weather. Weather has been the top story since the first day of the year.
That's right.
From tornado warnings to now snow on the ground and power outages because of the snow.
That's right. That night was really scary, and I want to thank all the churches and all the people that opened up for these people. I know they appreciate it. We had several churches that opened their doors, and of course we were open. The 911. I mean the bottom of the 911 down there with the health department and the sheriff's offices were open, and it made a lot of people have ease, kind of. I mean, even though it was real tense, at least they had a place to go, and hopefully before too long, by early summer or whatever, we'll have our tornado shelters and all up and going, and that'll just give them even more, because we'll still open the places we got now, but that'll give people even more places to go. But I do appreciate everyone that pitched in and helped all the county people in the county, and we do appreciate that.
Dade County Executive Ted Rumley in the studio with us here on this Monday, January the 3rd. We thank you very much for coming in. Of course, I know you'll keep us up to date as you hear.
And if they need me, most people got my number, but it's 423-667-8999. I'll be out all day, in and out, and anytime, just give me a call, and I'll give you an update on where we stand at on your part of the county. So just call if you need me. Yeah,
one of the areas that I didn't mention, New England's got about 81 customers that are affected. So. So it's widespread.
Yep.
But the two main areas where there's a large number, the Coal City, Dade County, Davis area on Sand Mountain, that is one of the larger areas.
Yep.
That's gotten almost 1,984 customers without power, and down in Rising Pond about 714 customers.
Yep.
And that includes the Crook and all the way to the state line.
All the way to Cloverdale. It's out.
It certainly does.
And we have had people talk about how much snow they have on the mountains, like 5 inches in Head River, 7.5 in Bryant. A lot of people in the valley don't understand.
And that is true. I mean, we had about 2 inches in Piney early this morning in the 5 o'clock hour when I was first out. A lot of it's starting to melt away, of course. But then, I've had calls basically on the mountains anywhere from 4 to 5 inches is what I'm getting.
Yeah.
But Kerry just said somebody at Bryant said they had 7.
7.5.
So that's
we had 5 in Head River.
That's a lot. 4, 5, 6, 7 inches is a lot of snow.
And it's wet snow too. Heavy snow.
It's a heavy snow, and I think that's the problem we're having with our trees.
Yep.
That it's a wet, heavy snow.
True.
And that's even a bigger problem when you have these trees that have withstood heavy winds on Saturday night and didn't fall. Now they've got all this other wet snow on them, and they just come on down.
That's right.
Exactly. Unfortunate thing. You would, I know, if Billy was here, he would say you'd have thought we'd cut every tree that would ever fall across the road before. We've moved it. But
he's big on preventive maintenance. All through the summertime, we pushed a lot of trees, cut a lot of trees back that were hanging, and it's just hard to get all of them. It would be a mess if we hadn't started that about 2 or 3 years ago. There was a lot of trees that were just hanging there, and and he's good about, when we see one, we either cut it down or we actually push it, back into, if it's a vacant area or something, but that's just preventive maintenance is what it is. Yeah.
Well, we thank you for coming in, Dade County Executive Ted Rumley. We thank you for what you're doing, and we thank all of the road department that's out.
That's right.
Trying to keep these roads.
And the sheriff's department, man, they've helped us a tremendous amount. I mean, it's amazing. These deputies, a lot of them go beyond, and their duty here. They get out there. They don't sit in the car. They've got their clothes there. They get out there and help us, and we appreciate that. A lot of counties don't have that, but we do appreciate them so much.
Everybody works together, that is for sure.
Right, that's right.
Dade County Executive Ted Rumley and the Newsmaker segment, thank you so much for coming in, and be safe out there.
All right,
it's 7 away from the hour.